I'm ready to have some more orgasms myself.
Twice a day, morning and night.
Morning and night. No, I love that. There's a lot there that you covered, and we've got several questions that have come in, and so I'm just going to dive into them.
Good, perfect.
If you're open to answering some of these questions, and I'm not. So here we go. Well, Elizabeth says, "Good evening. Love Trina. Her products are the best things that I've used for many years. I recommend her dental products highly." So thank you, Elizabeth, for sharing that. Okay, so let's see here. What is the impact of using fluoride products? I don't know. This is a weird question. I don't know if it's an English issue, but Emmanuel wants to know what's the impact of using fluoride products like tooth. Maybe he means on the teeth. You kind of touched a little bit on that. Do you have any more to say in more in depth?
So fluoride is a neurotoxin, and it really has no place in the body. As soon as we started fluorinating water and fluorinating our toothpaste, the problem is as soon as fluoride becomes too prevalent, like your body is going to start absorbing it, and it's going to absorb it and take it other places. And fluoride is not really strengthening the teeth. So it really has no place in the body at all. As soon as it gets into your dentin, now you're exposing your nerves. It's a neurotoxin. You're exposing your nerves and your blood vessels. As soon as it gets into your blood vessels, it travels. They have found fluoride in bone. When fluoride gets into your pineal gland, it can cause major issues, calcification and things like that. So fluoride there is no place for it in your body. It shouldn't be in your body. You weren't really meant to be born with it. And it has no place. It really has no place. And as soon as it becomes a buildup, don't forget your gum tissue, as soon as, if you have any bleeding and you're brushing with something that's fluoride based, you're just exposing your entire body as it's absorbing into your bloodstream. And that's not healthy. Especially long-term, doing it every once in a while. If I usually tell people, here's the tip. If you run out of, I've had people that have traveled and they forgot to take their dirty mouth tooth powder with them. And so they've, gone to the store, and for the first time in a long time, they bought toothpaste that foams. And they were like, I will never buy toothpaste that foams ever again. I can't believe I could ever brush my teeth with it. They're like, I gagged. So I tell people, if you ever go travel or go somewhere or run out of your dirty mouth tooth powder or paste, the best thing to do is call down. Most hotels have a kitchen, or go and buy some baking soda. Baking soda is effective for brushing your teeth short term. Baking soda and charcoal. I didn't touch on charcoal either. I do use charcoal in some of my formulas. Charcoal and baking soda are effective at brushing your teeth, but not long term. The main reason is both of them are alkaline, and both of them will not destroy your good bacteria. So if you run out of something, both of them are effectively going to clean your teeth, help cleanse your tissues, but they are not going to remineralize your teeth. There's no minerals in either one of them. So brushing with charcoal alone or baking soda alone, I know a lot of people just brush with baking soda. You're not going to be replacing those minerals. You're going to end up with sensitive teeth and cavities and not replacing those minerals. So as a short-term fix, and I'm talking like a couple days, you're not going to do any harm. You're actually going to do better than going and grabbing something that's toxic and going to destroy all your bacteria, your good bacteria, because both of those are going to help keep your good bacteria in place and not kill your good bacteria. So that's a little tip.
Awesome. Another question. Alkaline. I'm sorry. How acidic is seltzer water? Somebody's asking, I guess, is it safe to drink seltzer water on a regular basis, in your opinion?
I don't know what the pH of seltzer water is. I could probably Google it, but what I would say is if you Google it and it says that it's acidic, most of the time I suggest drinking, if you can, drink it through a straw. Or when you're done drinking it, swish with water. Here's the key. Here's the thing. If your mouth is healthy and your teeth are healthy, or you get to the point where they're healthy and you don't have any issues going on, you're not sensitive, you have great dental checkups, your gums are healthy, drinking a seltzer water or even lemon water or coffee normally, isn't going to do any harm to you. It's the extreme. It's having a mouthful of bacteria that's harmful, creating acids, and then putting more acid on top of it. So that's basically the problem. But if you can get yourself to a healthy mouth, healthy teeth, healthy gums, doing those things isn't going to be harmful. That's why I don't take sugar out of the equation, because you can't. So you still have to be able to live. But if you can get your mouth healthy, sugar inside your mouth isn't really going to cause a problem. It's going to cause a problem internally. It's not good for your body and it's not good for your brain, but it's not going to destroy the health inside your mouth, of course, unless you overdo it. Then it will feed the bad bacteria inside there.
Okay. Next question. Does drinking hot beverage with cold food crack the teeth? Because they're asking about that transfer of temperature, right?
No, it shouldn't. What would crack the teeth is, if your enamel's really thin. I mean, I guess it's always a possibility, but I don't think it would happen on a regular basis, especially if you have a healthy enamel. Your enamel is really thin, really thick. In fact, like I said, it's stronger than bone. It's supposed to be stronger than bone. So it really should withstand a lot of stuff. If you're cracking teeth, you have a demineralization problem. You have an acid problem, a demineralization problem. And so drinking hot water and cold food, or vice versa, isn't the problem. It's the fact that you have a structure problem related to your enamel.
Next question from Melanie. Does high blood sugar cause cavities when a person is not eating high carbohydrates or high sugar in their diet? So like if they have a blood sugar problem that's not being controlled, even though they're not eating excessive carbs, is that something that also is going to contribute to cavities?
It will ultimately, because it's a two-way street. So poor oral health can lead to diabetes. It can cause diabetes, like I mentioned. Diabetes can cause bad oral health for the same reason, because the pH of your saliva won't be as alkaline, and the contents inside your saliva won't be as mineral rich. You won't have as effective enzymes to break down your food, the antibacterial properties. So it's a two-way street. They always say, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Was it the bad mouth, or, the bad oral health, or was it the diabetes or the heart disease? And of course, you never know. It is a two-way street, but they feed off of each other. They definitely feed off of each other.
Morgiana wants to know if you recommend water picks.
Oh, I do like water picks, but they do not replace flossing. And I usually, with my gum serum, I usually put 2 or 3 drops inside there, and it is oil, so it's not going to completely blend, but you do get a lot of and flossing or doing the water pick with the gum serum. When you shoot it between your teeth, it actually feels really, really good. But I do like water picks. I usually tell you water pick first. I have a whole system. If you get my dental detox kit, you get the whole program. I usually say brush first in the morning. So you'll brush and then floss, and at night you'll floss, then brush. So it's opposite. I usually say breakfast, BF, brush first. And then at night you want to floss first. But I would water pick before both of those. Do the water pick first, and then brush and then floss in the morning, and then water pick, floss, brush at night.
Okay. Question from Jean. I heard that coconut oil pulling kills the good bacteria too. Do you have thoughts on that?
Coconut's pretty safe. It may kill some, but I don't really think it does. I haven't heard that myself. Coconut oil is pretty neutral and is pretty protective of your microbiome.
Let's see here. Next question. A lot of comments. Somebody was asking earlier if they have just horrible dental health and it's and they can't reverse the years of damage to completion. Do you recommend those individuals look for dentures or implants? Is there something that you recommend in somebody who's already got, pretty widespread destruction in the mouth?
Yeah, I usually say go see a biological dentist. They're going to give you the best answer. I can't, everybody's different, and your situation is going to be different from everybody's. I would say see a biological dentist. They're worth the time, even if you have to drive. I actually I'm in Ohio, and I fly to Scottsdale for my biological dentist. And it's well worth it. They're more in tune and they'll take into consideration a lot more than just you need dentures or you need something. They take, consideration into your bone structure, into your lifestyle, all sorts of things. So I would say that, but overall, I would still say your gum tissue still needs to be addressed. It still needs to, no matter which route you go, you still need to address gum tissue. And the red light therapy would benefit you so much for either one of those, even if it's dentures. I have a lot of people that are like, I can't buy that. I don't have teeth. And I'm like, you still need the red light. Like, you still need the stimulation to the gums. You still need, there's still bacteria inside your mouth. The light therapy is really helpful and beneficial. It's really great too after dental procedures, just to pop that in. I had a dental procedure not too long ago, and I used it, and it helps so much to heal.
What are your thoughts on mouth taping? I've been doing it, and I no longer wake up with my mouth open and desperately needing water.
Mouth taping's great. Yeah, I've mouth taped in the past. I don't do it every night, but I have mouth tape. Mouth tape is nice because, and there's different ways that you can do it. There's some that go all the way around the mouth. There's some, they help you breathe through your nose, which is the way you're supposed to breathe. And it helps you so that your lips are closed, but your jaw is open. And what that does, if people don't understand this, when you're clenching, when your teeth are closed and you're clenching, your body is in sympathetic, so fight or flight system. And that system doesn't allow healing. It doesn't allow for your body to relax and heal. And many people at night, they clench their teeth. And so you're sleeping in a sympathetic state. You're sleeping in a fight or flight state. And you wake up wondering why you feel like you just chased lions through the woods. And it's really because all night you're clenching. So sometimes what happens for people when they tape their mouth is their jaw actually relaxes and their teeth separate. And that puts you in a parasympathetic, or the rest and relax state, where your body can actually repair. So I really like it for that. And then, of course, mouth breathing is not good for the bacteria inside the mouth. For the same, like, you end up with a dehydrated mouth. Wearing a face mask for the same exact reason. The number of months that we were all forced to wear face masks completely destroyed oral health. Many people that never had a problem with cavities or gum disease showed up in their dentist office with cavity and gum disease. And it's mainly because of the same situation. You're rebreathing this air that through your mouth. Many people were mouth breathing, and you're dehydrating your mouth. Even if you weren't mouth breathing through your nose, you're becoming more dehydrated, and you're not drinking as much. And then your saliva falters, and the bad bacteria just goes wild because of the acid of the rebreathing. So it's the same situation. But yes, I do love, because you are nose breathing, and you're going to be humidifying. Your nose is made to humidify the air, to capture anything because of the little hairs in your nose, capture anything so you don't breathe it in. And it's just a better way to relax your entire airway when you're sleeping.
Angeline wants to know, is it dangerous to go for teeth cleaning on a regular basis?
I don't think it's dangerous. No. I mean, it just depends. I think it's more dangerous if you're not using the right products, because you're just, you're going to be hurting your gum tissue and your teeth. A lot of my clients end up just going once a year. To be honest with you, I was talking, I spoke at Paleo FX a couple years, and 1 year after I talked, I had a biological dentist come up to me, and he said, he just loved my talk. He loved the way, I was teaching this. And he said, back in the day, it was, once a year for a cleaning was the recommendation. And the ADA, and I don't know when this happened, it was around the time that they put sugar in toothpaste, but he said the ADA wanted to increase the amount of time people need to see the dentist. They wanted to give their dentists more, patience and more money and more whatever. So they wanted people to now come twice every 6 months instead of yearly. And so what they did is they put sugar in toothpaste so that people would have a reason they would need to come, because they were having sensitive teeth, cavity, bacteria, gum problems. So they put sugar in toothpaste to make it so that people had to see their dentist every 6 months. I usually tell people, you do what you want to do. If you're doing good every year, your gums are good, you're healthy, yearly should be sufficient, but if you feel better going twice a year, if you're having issues and your dentist want to see you every 3 months, that's great. But I think it's better to look at what you're using and maybe change a few things there. If you're going because you're having issues, I'd still look at what you're using, because if you're having issues, that can be fixed, that can be changed. Your mouth, you're not stuck with the mouth you have. That's the important thing. Your mouth is, it's a living thing, it's viable, and it can change. Your teeth are not dead, they are alive, and they can lose minerals and they can take minerals in. Same thing with your gums. Your gums are epithelial cells. I get told all the time, you can't regrow gum tissue. I'm like, really? People told me you can't heal cavities. I've healed numerous cavities. I had a customer once email me. It was a Saturday night. I'll never forget it. This was years ago. I was doing emails. This was way back when I didn't really have a staff because I was so new, but and I was a Saturday night. It was like 10 o'clock at night. I was exhausted. I thought, I'll listen to one more voice message. And it was this woman from Texas, Miss Gibbs. I'll never forget her. And she said, I don't know what you people are doing over there. And I'm thinking, oh no, this is not the one I wanted to listen to. I don't need a problem at 10 o'clock at night. She goes, but you are the bomb. And I'm like, what? She said she went to her dentist and she had 6 cavities. One of the teeth needed a root canal. So she bought my dirty mouth tooth powder as a last resort, hoping that she can save any of her other teeth. And she had been using it for a couple weeks, and she went to the dentist. She was driving home from the dentist, and she went to her appointment to get her root canal, sat down in the chair, and he said, Miss Gibbs, you can go home. You only have 1 cavity, and it's small enough that it doesn't need a filling, let alone a root canal. So she drove home praising me because she was so excited that all of her teeth had been healed, and the one that needed a root canal, she didn't even need a root canal. So you're not stuck with the teeth that you have. You're not stuck with the gums that you have. You're not even stuck with the body that you have. Things can be changed. You just have to make some shifts. And sometimes it seems more expensive when you make those changes. I know natural, healthy food is more expensive than, contaminated pesticide filled food. Same thing with dental products, but the long-term effects of that is going to be a lot better for you, not just your health, but you're going to spend less. You're going to have less procedures and less issues. And those are things you'll never know you missed out on. Like I said, if you never get heart disease, but yet if you kept doing what you were doing and ended up, you never know that you missed out on heart disease. And what a great thing to miss out on.
Well, absolutely. And I think, to me, what a great thing to miss out on as well would just be the litany of dental work, that you see in the 50 plus age group, where they're running in for implants and they're running in for bridges and all that stuff breaks down. None of that mechanical stuff that's used is better than your own teeth. So anything you can do to preserve what you have, to me, only makes sense. And I love what you said earlier about the teeth. I mean, you're not stuck with them. They're dynamic. They grow, they heal, they repair, they have a blood supply, just like any other tissue. If you get a cut on your skin, your body knows how to heal it, but it can't heal if every time it tries to form a scab, you tear it off or irritate it. And I think so many people do that, as you've so eloquently pointed out, by using the wrong products and then eating the wrong diet.
And what I really want to do, and I want people to understand, is with your saliva, it's the secretion that protects you 24/7 when you're not brushing your teeth. So we all think that, oh, I take care of myself because I'm brushing my teeth. But if you're destroying your mouth for 24 hours a day, eating, sugar food, eating gluten, and even if you're not doing this, but you're brushing with something that's creating acid inside your mouth, your saliva cannot protect you 24. This is the real root cause of cavities and gum disease. This is what the ADA does not want you to know. They don't want you to know that if you make your mouth healthy and use products that support your saliva, you won't get cavities or gum disease. Chances are really good you won't, because of the fact that your saliva is protective, and your saliva is going to neutralize things. It's going to protect you from bacteria, and it's also going to remineralize your teeth. There was from a dentist that I follow online, said there's no such thing as genetically having bad teeth. It's just not true, because if you do everything and create wellness, then there's no such thing as I'm genetically prone to cavities. It's not true. It's just not true. You just have to make a switch. And it might be a lifestyle switch. It might be changing what you're eating, changing what you're drinking, not indulging too much, cutting back. Changing what you're brushing with, and maybe brushing twice a day instead of once a day, or 3 times a day instead of twice a day. Adding like a red light therapy or a blue light therapy to your mouth. It just might be adjusting some of those things, but there's no such thing as I'm prone to things anymore. We have to start taking responsibility and ownership of some of this stuff and figuring out, how do I go about getting my body back to normal? Because that's what my goal is through my entire product line. My goal is to let your body function naturally, because if your body is functioning naturally, like you said, your body is designed to protect you. Your body is designed to heal. Your body is designed to detox and get rid of the stuff you don't need or want. And if we blind it, like gluten blocks the absorption of nutrients. If we continue to sabotage ourselves, your body can no longer do it. And that's when we fall into problems. And then we start looking for other solutions, other things. It's like the drugs, the drug companies. When you go to the doctor for one thing, now all of a sudden you've got a list of drugs and you keep going back because you keep getting more symptoms. And it's the same type of thing. But if we kind of take a step back and go, I just want to be normal. What can I do to be normal? And you get rid of a lot of the stuff that's creating the imbalances inside your body. Then when your body functions normally, your saliva will be good. Your gut metabolism will be good. Your absorption through your gut will be good. And all of that other stuff kind of falls back into place. And it's a journey. It's not going to happen overnight. But healing your mouth actually can happen very quickly. People are shocked at how quickly they have changes in their oral health.
Oh, I mean, the tissue, it turns over every couple of days. I mean, it's one of the quickest healing tissues in the body. I mean, not so much the teeth, but the oral mucosa and the gum line.
Absolutely. And it has to be because it's exposed to all those acids. I mean, it has to be like that. So it's no surprise. It's no surprise that we can fix these things.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that you said people need to learn to basically take responsibility and quit blaming genetics, right? Quit blaming their mom and dad. Now you can blame mom and dad for teaching you the wrong things, right? But you can't necessarily blame them for giving you a bad set of genes. Your genes are a gift from God. And it's time to take ownership of your gift, right? And really just move forward in a positive way.
Yeah. And I always say too, that now that you know this information, what are you going to do with it? Because for me, a lot of times, this is how I started my company. Now that I knew that there were toxins, I can't go back. I could never put that stuff on my face. I could never put that stuff on my body or my kids. I couldn't put it in my mouth. So, now that you know this information, what are you going to do with it? It's either time to make a change or nothing's going to change and you're going to continue to go down that path.
Yeah, absolutely. Couple more questions. We could go all night, but we'll have to wrap it. One of them is, how do you restore meridians if you have missing or root canal teeth?
Yeah, I don't think that you can restore meridians. That's the whole reason that even biological dentists don't really want to do a root canal unless it has to be done. Because the meridians, it's that connection. And it's, if you think of like a string, as soon as the connection is broken, it doesn't really get restored. So you really can't restore the meridians. And it's not to shame anybody that's had a root canal or make you feel bad for having a tooth pulled or anything like that. It is what it is. But now that you know that you do still have some meridians intact, with the teeth that are intact, knowing that is more powerful. And also knowing that if you do have teeth that are in trouble, that there are things that you might be able to do to save them instead of having a root canal. And like I said, I would always recommend, whenever anybody emails me, I have a tooth that's acting like this or feels like this, or what should I do? My dentist wants to pull it. My dentist wants to put a filling in my daughter's tooth, like all of these things. My answer is always, I would get an opinion from a biological or a holistic dentist, even if it means traveling an hour or so. It's well worth the time, the energy, and the money if you can possibly save that tooth. If not, they will do it in a safer way and use a safer material for the lifespan of the rest of your life and mouth.
Yeah, IAOMT.org
Yes.
is a great website where you can find dentists who are biological in nature or more holistic in nature, but they go through specific training, and that site lists them. I know it's not the only set of holistic dentists in the world, but it's definitely a good organization.
That one's amazing. That's the one I usually send people to, because you can get they have a good database. So you should be able to find someone relatively close to you. If you're in a big city, you'll probably have a better chance of finding a couple options, but definitely check them.
We got last question. I guess this is a referral. So somebody's in Arizona and wants to know the dentist that you use because they want to be able to check them out.
Dr. Eniko, Eniko, Loud, Loud. She's a holistic dentist and a functional medicine doctor. So she's very, 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 very good, but she's in Scottsdale, Arizona. Dr. Eniko Loud. Whole Health Dentistry is her website.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Well, I just want to say thank you, Trina, for coming on tonight. I know you're super busy, and look, I just appreciate you bringing the knowledge. This is a topic that I think my audience definitely needed to hear. And I just want to say again, thank you so much. There's a ton of great comments in the feed. Just everybody's praising thanks on the knowledge and the information that you dropped tonight. So again, just thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing.
And I thank you for having me and inviting me. And I want to make sure everybody knows, because we didn't mention it, that you have links to these products that everyone can use. And I suggest you use Dr. Osborne's links, because I'm giving you guys a link that will get you 60% off, but you have to click through his link. The teeth whitening system, and then the Detox Kit you can get also at a good price, better than the website. So I would suggest, if you're interested in looking at my products, to just click through the links that he has.
Yeah, and thank you for that tremendous, generous discount from my audience. I really appreciate that. And any of you who do want to go check that out, and take advantage of that discount, I encourage it.
Yeah, and I always want to honor anybody that's really interested in really learning about their dental health and helping. So I always want to facilitate being able to be a part of that. And if you guys have any questions, support@primallifeorganics.com is my team, my customer service team. You can reach out to them. They're very helpful. If you're not sure about something or have any questions, they're in direct communication with me as well. So you can always reach out. And you can find me we're on Instagram, PrimalLifeOrg, and Facebook, Primal Life Organics as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for being here. It was fantastic. I learned a little, and I always love to learn. So thank you so much for being an expert and sharing.
Well, and thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Well, you have a wonderful evening, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So folks, thanks for tuning in to Pick Dr. Osborne's Brain this evening. We'll be back again for another episode next week. I want to encourage you, if you are new to the show and you have not yet signed up for our newsletter, go check that out, glutenfreesociety.org, where you can tap into our newsletter and you can hear from me and hear from us without the risk of censorship. I'm going to put those links up both in the chat feed as also in the video description below. So if you want to go check out Trina's product line and engage in a healthier oral quality of life, I encourage you to do that. Until next week, hope you have a fantastic week. I'll see you next time on Pick Dr. Osborne's Brain. Take care. Hey, if you've got a functional medicine or health question that you'd like me to answer for you, make sure you send me an email, glutenology@gmail.com, and we'll do our best to create a video answer just for you. Have a great day.